Hello! Here we are. The banner's here. Oh man. Alright, so let's giddy up, I suppose. We'll get into it. I have a couple of questions from you lovely people that'll occupy some of my speaking time. So, I do in fact have a goal. I suppose to reach that goal, it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to pull all colors. Because while Nurgle is actually the one I don't care about getting as much as the others, his fodder's still amazing. And him himself as a unit has a lot of potential. So, I'm just going to pull all colors and we'll get what we get. Ideally, what I want to have... There is a blue unit, right? Yeah, that's what Ursula is. Ideally, what we get out of this by the end is 1 Ursula and 2 Veil. The rest doesn't really matter. All I really care about on... Oh, let's fucking go. Yes. That is what's up. Nice. I'm just going to mark her as fodder. Because all I really care about on her is Verge of Death. I'm going to put Verge of Death probably on my Reinhardt. Honestly, if I get a second one, I might just put one on my Reinhardt and one on my Ophelia. And then I'll have Verge of Death on 2 of my rearmed units. Honestly, that's probably what I'm going to do. Every Ursula I get, that's just another copy of Verge of Death on a rearmed unit that I have. Sad but true. She's hot. Don't get me wrong. She's really hot. But, and she's kind of cool as a unit too, but, you know, it is what it is. I am doing this summon session after a maybe dumb summon session in Honkai Star Rail. If you play Honkai Star Rail, you may know that there is a new banner with Robin. Robin is a new hot Harmony unit on the block. I think she's Harmony, right? Anyways, that don't matter. I didn't pull for Robin. I was interested in the rerun unit, Topaz. I skipped Topaz the first time she came around, and I kind of regretted it. Because I watched a friend of mine play with like a follow-up team with Topaz on it, and it looks pretty cool. And, hush, hush, don't tell anyone. I'm keeping this a secret from my friend. I got Aventurine. He was trying to talk me out of pulling Topaz because he said you'd only really want Topaz if you have, like, a full, like, follow-up comp to use her on. And he's like, what that would look like is, like, Aventurine, Dr. Ratio, Topaz, and then, like, Ruin May or something like that. And he was like, you skipped Aventurine, so I wouldn't recommend getting Topaz. I was like, alright. He doesn't know I got Aventurine. So, yeah. So last week, towards the final days of Aventurine's banner, I went and I impulsively, well, not impulsively, I was thinking about it like the whole banner. I do actually kind of like Aventurine as a character as well. So I went in and I got E1S1 Aventurine that took like, I think something around the ballpark of like 180 pulls. But it wasn't bad because I didn't lose 50-50 on either of the characters or the light cones. That's nice. But now, with Topaz, I also got E1S1 Topaz, and that took around 140 pulls, which is really good for an E1S1. Wasn't bad. And, yeah, that's my HSR story for now. Oh, yo, it's Felix? Alright. We take those. You're gonna... Well, I'll mark you... I don't know if I have one, so I'll mark you as a fodder for now. I might have to just keep you. Well, I already have all your HM, so maybe I don't need to keep you, but... Anyways, that's cool. Got, like, some Godlike Reflexes finished fodder there. That's pretty awesome. You like to see it. And we get a stupid little ball. Let's go. Alright. Enough from me. I didn't want to, like, ramble before I started pulling, because usually I don't have a lot of questions, right? I didn't want to, like, ramble and like start answering a question before I even started pulling, and then like run out of shit to say. But anyways, we're rocking and rolling. We can get into my first question here, right? Maybe I could wait until I'm done this circle, actually. It's very difficult for me to multitask. And apparently this is my first Hayato. Good. What do you even have? As a demo, what do you even have? Ideal and Windsweep? Yo, is this our first character with Windsweep in the permanent pool? That's fucking wild, bro. Well, I mean, demo with Windsweep. There is 4-star special Alm, I suppose.
You could try acting more mature.
You're an idiot. Alright, enough of that guy. I don't particularly enjoy Hayato as a character. Alright. One more red. Boop. Alright, so my first question, I believe all my questions came from YouTube as well. I don't usually get a lot of questions asked to me on Twitter, but, you know, you put the fishing rod out and see what happens, and usually Twitter gives me nothing. That's fine. What we have here, it's from Chris England, 3798. Chris asks, what are 3 things that you would fix in Fae that you think hold the game back, and how would you fix one of them? Well, alright, thank you very much for your question. And that is an interesting question. You know, Fae has a huge problem. Now, he said, what are 3 things? Well, when you say what's holding the game back, to me, that's like a comparative question, right? That's like, take a look at other gachas, and what are they doing that's good that Fae doesn't do at all? That's kind of how I view this question. And so, like, I only play 2 other gachas, okay? The only other 2 gachas I play are Genshin Impact and Honkai Star Rail. I know it's an unfair comparison because they're, like, much higher production value-wise. You know, small little indie company IS, like, baby company, no money. You can't compare. But I'm gonna. Because Fae's events are a joke. They're dog water. They're garbage. They're trash. They suck. There are some good events, but you don't get them every month. I think my favorite event that Fae has right now, like one of the newer ones, is Seer's Snare. And you don't even get it every month. It's so dumb. Like, it's one of the best events they've made. And we've gotten it like 2 or 3 times so far. It's so dumb, man. But yeah, I think, so what I have written down here is, so Fae doesn't have a lot of permanent game modes that keep you occupied, like, throughout the month or, like, week to week. So, like, week to week, all you're really doing in Fae, if there aren't, like, random garbage events for you to do that take, like, 5 minutes every day, is you're going to do Arena, and you're going to do Ether Raids. That's it. 5 arena matches for the whole week, and you're playing Ether Raids once or twice a day. Once a day, and then twice on one other day. And that's it. That's your weekly stuff in Fae. Whereas you take a look at, like, Genshin Impact or Honkai Star Rail. I mean, again, to be fair, they're kind of... Genshin, especially, is like an open world. There's lots of things for you to do. But, like, let's compare it to Honkai Star Rail. That's a more fair comparison. But, like... And I mean, again, I guess there's areas to explore and stuff and whatever. But week to week, like... You farm materials for your characters. I mean, you're not going to do that in a game like this. But what I'm really getting at is in those games, they have like a monthly, like a permanent monthly thing you can do. And like in Genshin, it's Abyss. In Honkai Star Rail, it actually has 2 things. It has Memory of Chaos and Pure Fiction. Those are permanent things that you could do like every month, right? Fae doesn't have anything like that. And I think something really cool they could implement, and I believe Oblivion Knight has floated this idea around quite a few times. It's gut the training tower completely. Get rid of it. It sucks. It's not even efficient for training your units, which is so ironic. gut it, get rid of it, and implement the Tower of Volney from Sacred Stones. Make that a monthly thing. It could have like, I don't know, 20 or 25 floors, something like that. Let's say 25, right? And then each floor, the enemies will get more and more, like, progressively stronger. And let's say you get an orb for clearing every floor. So you can get 25 orbs every month from a Tower of Volney style of permanent content, right? I mean, that's a good idea, I think. But they won't do it because they're greedy and they're lazy. And that is the main thing that Faye is truly missing, is something to keep us occupied permanently from, like, a monthly standpoint. Yeah, so thank you for that question. Very much appreciated. And I am actually keeping bad pace because we're almost done the first spark and I have 3 more questions to answer. So let's get into the next question, actually. My next question that I have here is from Enemy himself. Enemy, thank you so much for your question. Very much appreciated. Enemy asks, what would your ideal Fallen banner look like? Who's on it? Very appropriate question. Well timed. Thank you very much. This wasn't a particularly difficult question for me to think about because, well, I thought about it. But I actually got up an answer a lot more quickly than I thought it would. So first and foremost, Berserk Grail. It's criminal the Berserk Grail hasn't been on a Fallen banner yet. Like, that's a no-brainer, right? Like, you have Grail, he has the Lorne's Medallion, and he just goes berserk. The dude killed his own wife. Spoilies, I'm sorry. It's like a 30-year-old game at this point. But your man went berserk, killed his own wife. Almost killed his son and daughter as well, being Ike and Mist. But Mist lulled her father back to normal with the, what's it called? The lullaby of whatever the fuck. Anyways. And then Mist, for whatever reason, can hold the medallion and it doesn't affect her. But to my knowledge, if anyone else touches the medallion, they go insane. So yeah, Berserk Grail. And then you have 2 easy answers for me in the form of like male Byleth, male Alir. I'm actually surprised one of the 2 Alirs isn't actually on this banner right now. Like, it's surprising to me that they chose Lumera instead of Alir, which makes me think, oh god, are we gonna get like a legendary Fallen Alir or something, and akin to like Grima? Because I'd be kind of down with that, but also, you know what I mean. But you know, these are okay options. I'm not particularly attached to any of these units. I'm mostly just summoning for fodder, but like, you know, it's cool. Okay. So yeah, male Byleth, basically, it could be the same design as the female Byleth, just like a power creep version, I guess, because, you know, it's going to be newer. But, like, I basically want the same idea, like, male Byleth possessed by Sothis. That's just male Byleth. The male MCs are always my canon, so that's just an answer, like, male Byleth. Same with Alir, male Alir. Like, I never played the Fell Dragon Xenologue, so I don't know what Fallen Alir would be like, but I just know that they would have, like, all red hair, right? So, I think that'd be cool. And my final answer, Loran. Now, does anyone out there know who Loran is? I know Oblivion does. I bet Oblivion agrees with me. Loran was his name before he took up the moniker of Sephiran. Now, if you've played any of the Tellius games, you know who Sephiran is. Spoilies, once again, Sephiran is actually a heron. Yeah, he's very old. So, I think the cool... And Sephiran is very, like, pessimistic. He's like, he detests humans, and he thinks they deserve destruction, and he thinks they're dumb. So, now, Sephiran is a little more chill, but he still, like, holds his grudges and his hatred towards humanity. But when he was still Loran, I could imagine the bloodlust he had when Serenith Forest was, like, decimated. So, yeah, I think Fallen Loran would be amazing to have on the banner as well. So, yeah, Enemy, thank you very much for the question. Very much appreciated. Question the third. Let me get that poised for when we're out of this circle. This has been going all right so far. We got an off-focus Felix. We got an early Ursula, so we no longer have to worry about getting an Ursula. Although I guess I'll still pull blues just for orb's sake. Hopefully I can get another Veil, because I don't want to. I really don't want to fodder my only Veil. I think the double scowl thing she has is like good enough that I wouldn't want to fodder my only one. Like I'd want to use one. So hopefully I can snag another Veil. If not, rip. They're in the permanent pool. I'm sure I'll get one eventually anyway. And yeah, that's really all I care about. I'm really just looking for another Veil, honestly. If I got a Nurgle, that'd be cool. I'd play around with them. I'd probably choose to play around with them rather than fodder them, honestly. And then, you know, Lumera is what she is. She's a rearmed, so that's just... that wouldn't be bad to get, no matter what. I don't know who my next Spark's gonna be. I guess it may as well be Lumera, since she's kind of limited in the sense that she's a rearm. She's not gonna be on the normal pool, so I guess I would just Spark her. If I had the option to, I'd Spark another Veil, but you know, RNG being what it has been, we don't have to Spark Ursula, so you know. Oh right, I forgot. Question. Another question. My next question is from LFN1. And they ask, it's not really a question, more of a statement, I guess, but, or I should say it's not really in the form of a question. I have to interpret what the question is. They say, co-op would be great, but what about those of us who aren't networked with whales, or don't have any IRL friends who play Fae? How would it work for loners, and what about the issues of randoms DCing and ruining a run? I'm an Aussie, so time zones are an issue for me too, even if I did make some whale friends. Alright, well, first of all, thank you for your friend, LFN1. First and foremost, I don't think time zones are an issue. Like, gamers are degenerates. Okay, take me for example. I'm a night owl. So, like, while I live in Canada, so, like, when it's daytime for me, it's nighttime for you. But I'm awake overnight. Like, I'm a night owl. So, when I'm awake overnight, you would likely be awake during the day anyways. And there's a lot of people like me out there, right? So, I don't think you need to worry about time zones so much. Gamers are awake all hours of the day and night. I don't think it'd be a problem. When it comes to DCing, I don't think that's a big issue either, because, like, the AI can just take over, and I mean, AI can be dumb sometimes, but depending on what the mode looks like if it's just two people working in tandem, then, like, the person who doesn't DC can just take control of all units, right? Like, it doesn't necessarily have to be AI. Oh, cool. We get a Nurgle. Nice. But I think what co-op would look like in this game, I think, is, what it would likely be is you have two or more people with one or two of their own units working together towards a common goal on a map, whether that be capturing a castle or defeating a boss. I think that's basically what it would be. You would have one or two of your own units, and two plus people would have the same, and you would have your own turn controlling your units, and it would just go back and forth between enemy phase and another person, right? I think that's likely what it would look like. It would be simplistic enough that I don't think you'd have to worry about DCing or internet connections or anything like that. When it comes to your networking issue, I mean, you can send friend requests randomly to anyone you run into in any game mode. Just send them out and see what comes back. You may not get a acceptance. You might get something. You might not. You know, it's You can join Discords. There's lots of Discords out there. You can meet people. You can ask to be friends in the game. So there are things you can do. There are ways. You could also, check Reddit out. There are people who go to Reddit. You can post questions like, "Hey, looking for friends. Here's my friend code." You know, you could do something like that. You know, there are things you could do. There are ways, but yeah, I mean. If co-op doesn't exist now, I don't think they're too interested in making it, but they really should. Like, they really, really should. That's something that is probably direly, desperately needed to keep the game alive at this point. So, thank you very much for your question. Very much appreciated. So, leading up to the final spark here, we have one other question, and we'll get to that after this. Boop. Well, all in all, this has gone okay so far. I guess I will end up getting one of everyone at least. I guess my other veil for fodder will just have to wait until later. I don't need Crystalline Water, like, now. The one I really wanted was Verge of Death, which is nice that I got, so good. The Crystalline Water, like, the other veil that can wait till I get, like, an off-focus veil in the future, or, like, this banner will inevitably rerun, or, like, she'll be on, like, a Legend Mythic banner at some point, right? Like, there will be lots of times, or lots of opportunities for me to get an extra veil for fodder later. Oh, right, question. I forgot. So the final question comes from the Miss NC fan. Thank you very much for the question. So, she asks, are you particularly interested in any of this year's Brave units? Are any of them a prospective merge project? If so, what are you hoping they'll be like? Well, thank you for that question. No. In short, the short answer is no. I'm not really interested in this year's Brave Heroes. I'm happy for those of you who are. I didn't really vote for any of these units, so I'm not particularly elated for any of them to be a thing. I guess if I had to choose one that I was most excited for, it'd be Felix. I think Felix has a lot of potential to be cool. Alphonse is also interesting. I guess I'm kind of looking forward to Alphonse, actually, I guess. Just to see what they do with him. Other than that, though, like, female Robin and Bernadetta, I'm not really interested in them at all. Like, I didn't really... Like, again, like, the male MCs are my canon, and Bernadetta, I didn't really use her when I played Three Houses, so... Because, like, I wasn't really interested in her. She didn't really vibe with me, so... You know. It is what it is. Honestly, this Brave banner is going to come down to skills for me. It's sad to say, but it's just going to be... I'll be more interested in what new skills they bring, I guess. But we'll have to see. It's a kind of bland answer, but, you know, we'll have to see what it looks like. And that's it. So, yeah, thank you for your question. Very much appreciated. That's it. We did it. I guess I paced that out. Oh, Cage. We got a few summons left, and we'll be done. And we'll be done. Maybe I spark a Nurgle instead. Because, like I said, he has pretty amazing fodder. And then I can keep one to use and one to fodder. That's an O-Cage idea. Right? Put, like, I don't know, close bonus doubler on someone. I guess. I don't know. Beep. Veil! Rip. No bigs. So I guess I'm going to spark Lumera, but I don't even really know what to do with her. Oh. That's fine. We get an... Oh, I think that's the exact same IVs as the other one. Interesting. Well, that's cool. I have 2 Verge of Death skills now. So I can put one on Reinhardt and, like, the other one on... Neat! What else do you have other than, like... You have, like, okay, Spiral 4 and... Oh, yeah, Dev Res Oath. That's cute. I mean, I guess the close bonus doubler... Who would I put that on, though? Asker, I guess? I could put it on my New Year Asker. That could be kind of cool. I want to put Lagoo's friend on my Asker anyway, so that could be nice. We'll see. I have 2 of them now, so that's neat. Yeah, I was really hoping to get 2 Veils, but I mean, this is a fine outcome too. I'm certainly not complaining about this. Yeah, guess I'll just take Lumera. Boop. Mommy is here! Alright. There we go. Good. I honestly have no idea what I'm gonna do with this Lumera. I think what I'll probably do is I'm gonna wait until this month's banner, month end banner, the Legend, Mythic, whatever it's gonna be. I'm gonna hopefully get a legendary male Alear so that I can put Dragon Roar on her, and then maybe I'll give her to my Duma. Because I don't really know what else to do with her. I don't have a ton of dragons that I like really want to fodder stuff to at present. And like this tome could be kind of cool on Duma. And like I could also put Dragon Roar on him and stuff like that, right? So we'll see. That's the first thought I had. I could, I guess, potentially do other things. We'll see. Like I wouldn't mind putting like Counter Roar on like my legendary minion, for example. I think that'd be kind of cool as well. But yeah, there are things I could think about doing and stuff. So we'll see. So thank you all so very much for watching. Thanks to those of you who had asked me questions and such. And yeah, we'll see you in what comes next. Peace out. Hopefully your summons went very well as well. This went okay. It was certainly not bad at all. It could have been so much worse. This was pretty okay. Pretty decent. So yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Peace out.